Shalom, 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 12 tribes of Israel. Quick words of encouragement via Passover. Not gonna be long before you today. As in its originality, we gonna start with Exodus 12, chapter 1 and on down. We gonna touch a few things, and we're gonna continue on with the scriptures. Exodus 12 and 1, read.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 12, verse 1. Now the Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, At this month shall be your beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you.
Read.
Speak to all the congregation of Israel, saying, On the 10th of this month, every man shall take for himself a lamb, according to the house of his father, a lamb for a household. And if the household is too small for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next to his house take it according to the number of persons, according to each man's need. You shall make your count for the lamb.
Read.
Your lamb shall be without blemish.
Without spot. When it say without blemish, no pesticides. That's why it's important for us to raise our own cattle, things of that nature. Read.
A male of the first year, you may take it from the sheep or from the goats.
So, like I was saying before, a lot of the times in the ancient times and now, if you can't afford lamb, then our people will use goats. Now, of course, people are going to prefer to use lamb, but if you can't afford to use lamb, then you got to go with the goat, right? Read.
Now you should keep it until the 14th day of the same month. Then the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it at twilight.
In the evening, read.
And they shall take some of the blood and put it on the two doorposts and on the lintel of the houses where they eat it. Then they shall eat the flesh.
The flesh that's symbolic for the lamb. It's time when we should eat the flesh. That's the lamb. Read.
On that night, roasted in fire.
So this is how you prepare the Passover. The lamb is supposed to be roasted with fire, not stewed, not boiled, right? Not damn crock pot boiled. Roasted with fire. Read.
With unleavened bread and with bitter herbs.
And with bitter herbs. And the bitter herbs is to remind us how bitter our captivity was. We go get that. Read.
They shall eat it. Do not eat it raw, nor boil at all with water.
Yeah, because it's a commandment not to eat our food raw and with blood in it, first of all. Now, it's not in our spirit to do stuff like that, but this is just, you got some Jakes and E's. Oh, I want medium rare. Well, this is not about that. You're not at damn Outback Steakhouse. The Lord gave specific ordinances how he want his Passover to be conducted, and we go do it just like that. Read.
But roasted in fire, its head with its legs and its entrails. You shall let none of it remain until morning. And what remains of it until morning, you shall burn with fire. And thus you shall eat it with a belt on your waist, your sandals on your feet, your staff in your hand.
What did the Lord say?
Your belt on your waist, sandals on your feet, and your staff in your hand.
And your staff in your hand. We're commanded to have our staff in our hand when we partake in the Passover. Read.
So you shall eat it in haste.
Come.
Is it the Lord's Passover? For I will pass through the land of Egypt on that night, and will strike all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast. And against all the gods of Egypt, I will execute judgment. I am the Lord.
That's it on that, right? Get Deuteronomy 12. Now, see, and this is just how we have to conduct the Passover, right? According to the scriptures, right? Other camps and other families keep the Passover the way of their understanding to the scriptures. You can't be mad at that, right? We should all be happy we're trying to keep the Lord's feast, and we're trying to come back to the Lord and keeping his commandments. You can't hate a brother and disagree with a brother and joining with him because he has a different understanding in the scriptures. That's evil. Read.
sorry. Which verse?
Deuteronomy 12 and 5.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 12, verse 5. But you shall seek the place where the Lord your God chooses, out of all your tribes, to put his name for his dwelling place, and there you shall go. There you shall take your burnt offerings, your sacrifices, your tithes, and heave offerings of your hand, your vowed offerings, your free will offerings, and the firstborn of your herds and flocks. And there you shall eat before the Lord your God, and you shall rejoice in all to which you which you put your hand, and your households in which the Lord your God has blessed you.
No, we supposed to be mad at the Passover. The scriptures say, read that again.
And there you shall eat before the Lord your God, and you shall rejoice in all to which you
and we shall rejoice in all that we put our hands to. Right? You should be happy that we're keeping the Lord's feast. Right? And you should be ecstatic that you're building a stronger relationship with the Most High, and you trying so hard to keep all the commandments. Right? Let's go back to Exodus 12 and 17 real quick. Last scripture. Right? So like I said, family, we're just touching on a few scriptures for the Passover. Stand in the spirit. Right? Exodus 12 and 17. We're going to close with this. Read.
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 12, verse 17. So you shall observe the feast of unleavened bread. For on this same day, I will have brought your armies out of the land of Egypt.
Read.
Therefore you shall observe this day throughout your generations.
Throughout our generations. We should observe the Passover throughout our generations. Read.
As an everlasting ordinance.
As an everlasting ordinance. As an everlasting commandment. No, but the law done away with. Throughout our generation. There's no way around that. Right? You have to keep the Passover. If you claim you love the Lord. Because we know what love is according to the Bible. Right? Let's close with that, matter of fact. Get 1 John 5 and 3. Get John 14 and 15. John 14 and 15. Right? The scriptures say keep all his ordinances. The Passover is one of his ordinances. And keep it in decency and order. As much as you can. Right? John 14 and 15. Read.
That's the book of John, chapter 14, verse 15.
Hold on. And before we read this, what color is the letters?
Red.
So who talking?
The Lord.
Christ is talking. That's right. Read.
If you love me.
If you love Christ like you say you do.
Keep my commandments.
No, the law done away with.
If you love me, keep my commandments.
No, the Passover done away with.
Keep my commandments.
Keep my commandments. If you love him, though. If you don't love him, then of course you will have to do contrary to this. But if you love Christ and his Father, you would keep his commandments, right? That's all for today's lesson via Passover. Shalom, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shabbarakatham, and we'll be back with y'all. Shalom.
Shalom.